I'm just testing. I've got hiccups. How long will it take for that to go? Because I don't know what YouTube for. Hiccups, be gone. I think we found the angle. Right, I'm gonna just go make a little cup of tea, a positive tea time. This is the mug I'm using. Hi, I'm a pumpkin. Incoming, my hands are full. How does everybody like their cup of tea? Because I don't even know how I like mine because it tastes of fucking shit most of the time. Maybe I just don't like tea. Maybe I don't like tea. I like when my boyfriend makes me tea, maybe because it's made with love, there's some special power in there. These are a good type of parcel. Stuff to help with your well-being. We've got some electrolytes as well. 10 times citrus and mango and mixed berry, which I think I like all those flavours. 0 sugar. Well, I tell you what, my cup of tea ain't 0 sugar, babe. It's got 2 sugars in. Hey, I'm Leah, and this is positivity time. Yeah, chatty, positive tea time. So get your cup of tea, get your ass in gear. What are we going to be talking about? Whatever springs to my mind, because I got a million and one thoughts in there, baby. Let's talk about the negative aspects of social media. Well, I'm not one of them. I like my little positive corner of the world, but it never made me feel good being on social media. I think it's a very weird place to be. It took me to learn about my own brain. So I went and learned about my own brain. I watched lots of podcasts, read lots of books. Anyways, can I just make a point? Joe said that in like 100,000 years, or did he say like a million, but will the earth even last that long? I don't know, but it has lasted a while. That species will look at us as a species and be like, what the fuck was that? The same way that we're like, how have we evolved from a bloody fish? He said that generation will look like this. With their backs like that, walking around. So that's just made me aware that I need to correct my posture. You know what? That's not too bad, that. I did put 2 sugars in and I had to put a lot of milk in because when I make it in this cup, I don't really know the measurements. Whereas when I make it in a normal mug, it's normal, but this is like a fishbowl. I could have goldfish in that. What were I talking about? I learnt about my brain, I watched podcasts, I read lots of books, and I learnt why doom scrolling is bad for you, which a lot of people do nowadays. Like, I hear my brother on his phone and I'm just like, stop, do you know what you're doing to your brain? I've played these games before. That's probably why I know all this fucking brain rot, innit? Adds to your personality though. It's almost like when I go out, I can notice when everybody's on the phones, like when there's a couple at a meal and they're on the phones and I'm like, get off your phone. Be in the present moment. What is there on your phone that's worth more than what's in front of you unless it's a bum? And I say him, because that's staying for women. Talking about podcasts, I loved Stephen's podcast, I ignore his last name, but then he goes and says that we should be breeding with incels. I don't fucking think so. There's a reason why nobody's breeding with them, because nobody wants the genetics passed on and nobody wants to fucking lay in bed with them. If you search up the definition of an incel, let's just, do you know what, I might even pop it on the screen. It clearly states, like, they're not happy towards women because no woman wants to. And then I come across them signs on the tube saying men get hormonal too. Before you know it, men will be having time off because they're feeling a little bit hormonal. But yet they're still sending women away that go to them in severe pain and just classing it as, it's just period pain. You don't have cysts growing on your ovaries. We're going to make you feel crazy until we give you the help that you need. And do you know what always plays in my mind when men come up? When they start throwing stupid shit like this around, like that podcast about incels, them big signs in the tube, I think it was a debate with the American, and like that man said like something like blah, 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 spewing a load of shit like most men do, and then she said, and who built what? Leah. Oh yeah, and who built this system up? Yeah, period. I don't think certain people who have reached the influencer title understand what it means to actually have influence. I feel like for me as well, I did get lost in it. Like, I was like, I want to be an influencer, I want brands to like me, I want to go away with brands, I need to post fashion content, so-and-so's posted this, so I'll post that, and it's like, you fit yourself into this generic influencer. I saw a post about how we're losing our individuality and our uniqueness by trying to fit in. And it's like, it's boring. It's boring if everybody's the same. No, we don't want to be generic. There is a positive side of social media. You can come across people that do make your life feel a little bit lighter, or they do have a positive impact on you. But also, the damaging sides of social media is that you jump on and they tell you about what Donald Trump has been up to. You can literally come across the most explicit things that you should not be seeing, like cruel, violent things. And if people say you need to keep up with the problems that are going on in the world, 100%. But if you need to know about it, you'll hear about it. Somebody will tell you. You don't need to be consuming every bad thing that happens in the world on your phone. And essentially we're doing that. We're scrolling past something nice, and then we're going to scroll past something bad. And then we're going to keep on doing that, keep on doing that. Doom scrolling increases our anxiety and stress levels. It releases cortisol. Like, honestly, guys, please, please, please. I'm going to include how it's bad, right? I'm not saying never use your phone again, although it will positively impact you. If all my followers were to say to me, right, Leah, like, I'm not going to use my phone anymore, I know that I've done something good in the world. I just want to make the world a better place. Don't care about the money, 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 money. Just want to make the world dance. People talk about social media being a dream, and I understand that there's incentives that come with social media. Brand trips, brand deals, money, not having to work your usual 9 to 5. 100% girlies. But what are you dreaming about? That's like saying, I'm going to go get a job that pays well because it pays well, but I don't actually like the job that I'm doing. Does that make sense? Why do you want to post on social media? What do you want to post? Because when I was in the thick of it and I was posting like my fashion videos, don't get me wrong, I love a good outfit. I was completely lost, and I used to just get so burnt out. I was so lost with it. I just didn't know what I was doing because it wasn't fulfilling and it wasn't what I wanted to post or what I wanted to do. But then you see people posting like, this is how you're going to grow your social media. Post at certain times. Post 3 times a day. Do this, do that, do this. This is what worked for me. This is what's going to work for you. Buy my thing and this will work for you. And it's like, no, it won't. Everybody is different and everybody grows at different paces and everybody's got a different niche. So one thing that worked for you is not going to work for so-and-so. So I say, don't listen to it all. Scrap it all. But the ending point on that was, if you want to do social media and social media is your dream, what is your dream? What do you want to put out into the world? For example, you love art. You post art. Don't get lost in what other people are posting and that somebody else has gone on a brand trip with White Fox, but you haven't. So then you start changing your content from your passion, which is art, to fashion. And then before you know it, you're unhappy in yourself because you've still not got on that brand trip and you're still posting something that you don't want to do. When if you carried on posting your art content, social media could open many doors for you. You could get your art in a gallery. You could come across somebody that wants to buy your art. And that's why I say I understand why people want to do social media, because of the incentives that come with it. However, post what you love, post what you would want to carry on posting, and post what you want to do. Do not get lost in it. And spread it. My forehead's itching me. Get out! I'm also going to apply for uni this month, so fingers crossed I get in, because if I don't, I just really want to study psychology, but obviously I have to do a foundation year first. I did mention to you guys that when I made my vision board in September that the original plan was to resit my A-levels and then go to the uni of my choice. However, you have to spend like £3,000. I might as well just take my losses, move on from the A-levels, move on from the grades that I got. That's in the past. There's no point reopening that chapter. There's no point in me spending £3,000. It makes the most sense to go do my foundation year, and then after my foundation year I can start my psychology degree, and then who knows, when I've done my psychology degree I'll go do a master's. I can probably do my master's anywhere that I want to go because they'll focus on what I got in my psychology degree, so I basically do well in there rather than what I got in my A-levels. I feel like I let social media take over my life, and I've got my life back now. I want to do things that I enjoy and things that I love, and have social media as a hobby, a safe place, a positive place, but not my whole life, because I wouldn't want me to be filming my life my whole life, because how is that fulfilling to me? I just want to be in the world and I just want to be living, and social media is not real life in the sense that you're not actually outside talking to people, you're not doing things, you know? Like my dog was crying the other day, so I go downstairs and I look at Buster and he's just looking at me, and I'm thinking he just feels so lonely right now. I just looked at him and I just went, it's okay, Buster, I'm just as lonely as you. That is what I said to my dog yesterday. I'm going for a coffee with my sister too, and I'm having a cup of tea right now, and I've had an Actimel, so essentially I'm telling you, I'm really shitting myself. My posture is messing me about. I thought I'd also mention how I've made the decision to go teetotal. When I had the flu, I just sat there and I was just thinking, like, alcohol makes me feel like shit, and I feel bad right now because I have the flu. Like, I didn't give the flu to myself, somebody else gave me it. But when I drink, I'm making myself feel bad. Like, somebody else has made me feel bad by giving me the flu on accident. Obviously nobody's going around and saying, here, have the flu, because if you are, you're a weirdo. But with alcohol, I can control how I feel with that, and I don't feel good when I drink that, so why am I willingly putting that in my body if it doesn't make me feel good is the question. Not to mention the taste on my tongue. It ain't going, this is lovely, this is so nice. It literally does not taste nice. Like, it tastes like perfume in your mouth. I got a book on Quit Like a Woman because even though I'd made the decision to go teetotal, I wasn't set in my decision. Like, I'd been teetotal since the 8th of December now, and I haven't had a drop of alcohol, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it up. So I got this book, and I've told myself that I'll read this book and then I'll probably know my decision by the end of it. I feel like I already knew my decision before I bought this book, that I don't really feel like drinking again. I feel like I needed something to back up my decision, even though alcohol not making me feel good is a good enough decision on not to do something again. If something doesn't make you feel good, you don't need an explanation for it. It simply does not make me feel good. I did have the question of, will I have as much fun now? What about when I go on holiday and I fancy a pina colada around the pool? But then the question to myself is, but Leah, if you enjoy pina colada, it's not because you enjoy the alcohol that's in it, it's because you enjoy the flavour of the drink. So I'm sure you can have a mocktail. There we go. Alcohol's taken out the equation. And in terms of having fun, I feel like it's wired in our brains that having fun amounts to drinking. You're young, you go out with your mates, there's always alcohol involved, and it's been wired into our brains to believe that having fun is drinking alcohol. I look at alcohol now. For example, my dad has alcohol on the side, red wine, some whatever other shit. And I looked at it today and I imagined the taste on my tongue. Like, so that is why I'm teetotal, guys. It just doesn't make me feel good, and I also used to use alcohol to mask my anxiety. I wouldn't go to a party or an occasion or anything like that unless I had drank a full bottle of wine. And at that time I used to drink a full bottle of wine because I was thinking, oh my god, this is so fun, like I'm going to be on a vibe before I get there. Girl, being on a vibe before you get there is having 2 drinks. Having a full bottle of wine is borderline alcoholic. I wasn't an alcoholic. But the point is, alcohol doesn't really serve a purpose to me anymore. I used to use alcohol as a way to mask how I was feeling, so that I'd be able to communicate with everyone and have a good time. Whereas if I went and I wasn't under the influence, I wouldn't really want to talk to anyone until I was drunk. But now I'm not really anxious and I can have fun anyways, so I don't need alcohol to have fun. And then that goes back linking to how we need alcohol to have fun. You get what I'm saying, guys? I feel like I've talked about a lot of interesting topics in this vlog. Social media, becoming teetotal, and going back to university. So we'll end it on the note that I'm growing my natural hair out. I feel like I'm just embracing everything now. As my mind's evolved, I just love my pale skin and I just want my natural hair back, and I don't want to spend the rest of my life bleaching my hair, keeping up to sunbeds and damaging my skin. I just want to be me, and being me is my pale skin and my dark hair. I've still got my cup of tea, by the way. I'm gonna have to warm this shit up. I hope you enjoyed this lovely little chit chat that's been going on, and I'll be back next week probably to talk even more shit. I'm gonna go because my sister no doubt will be here soon and I won't be ready, except I am going out like this, here in a French plait and embracing the naturalness, because we should, because this is our natural state. Yeah, love yous.